Innovation may be one of the most powerful ways to encourage a sustainable planet and make a creative contribution to our community. Some believe that the building sector is the largest single contributor to greenhouse emissions in the United States today. One local architect is trying to make a difference, one building at a time. Brandon Nicholson is founding principal at Nicholson Kowalczyk Architects. His designs make a statement for high performance and zero energy. They result in attractive buildings that help preserve our urban environments and make our neighborhoods more attractive. We're pleased to welcome Brandon Nicholson to the Sunday Business Page. Brandon, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, in reading a little bit about this, and of course, we've had architects on the show from time to time, usually in conjunction with some, PPG Tower or some grand building. Right. I was very interested in this concept of passive house.
Yeah.
And it actually, looks like it was German or something, passive house or something.
It is. Yeah.
But what exactly does that mean, and how is it that you're involved in this?
Yeah. So it actually started in the United States and then was exported to Germany. So if you remember in like the 1970s during the economic crisis, the environmental crisis, energy crisis, there was a desire to build these super insulated homes, and there was about 40 to 50,000 of them built around the United States. I actually grew up in one in Colorado. And the idea was that a lot of energy was used in buildings, and that one way to address it, or to actually have more fuel for vehicles at the time, was to try to take it out of buildings.
In other words, to make buildings housing, just regular houses.
Or offices, or schools, or anything.
More energy efficient.
So, but what happened, Reagan gets elected, oil is found, there's no longer an energy crisis, so it actually gets exported to Germany. And it lands at a technical institute, the philosophy lands at a technical institute in Darmstadt, and they spend about 10 years trying to figure out the physics behind buildings. And in the United States, we were actually in the lead, but we kind of gave that up. We never carried it all the way through. And what they realized in Germany was we were missing about, maybe a quarter of it. And so the idea is we build a super insulated building, we seal it up tight, we look at how solar and windows work as a heat gain or loss over the course of the year. But what we missed in the United States was the mechanical system. And that's what they perfected in Germany. And so, the house I grew up in, it was a little bit cold, it was a little bit drafty, and that same philosophy led to 6 schools.
So are you, as an architect, you're recommending that buildings use this approach?
Absolutely. And it's something that can be universally done. So there's now 140,000 buildings built to the standard globally. Yeah. We first got involved with it in Seattle.
I think we have some pictures. Maybe we can throw them up and you can tell us.
Absolutely. So there are projects coming up in Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania Housing Finance Authority several years ago started incentivizing it.
What is this one?
This one is Morningside School in Highland Park. It is an 1897 brick elementary school being built to that standard through renovation.
Wow.
There's a community center and then senior living also attached. You can see the community center on the right, the old building that's getting rehabbed from the inside, and then the parking lot is now getting a new building down. This is under construction right now. It'll be opening this summer, June or July, and built to that standard.
What about solar panels? Does it make sense to put solar panels on individual homes or even office buildings?
It does, but if you think about it, the most effective thing you can do is actually insulate and air seal first.
And insulate and air seal. All right, let's keep repeating that.
The idea with that is that that's where you lose most of the energy. And so if you control the loss first, and the systems that you put in can last for centuries, meaning anything you do to seal up your house or insulate your house, it'll be there well beyond our lifetime.
Right.
Solar panels are just the energy supply. So if you reduce the need, then you can massively scale down.
Gotcha. I think we have another photo. Let's show this one and see if... I think we have another photo there. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
That's the same project.
That's the same project. So,
but so if you look at that project, what we found is that if we build to the standard, if we cover the roof with solar panels, you can actually have a net positive building with 4 stories.
Right.
So that project, if it was to be covered with solar, would actually generate the same amount on site as every bit of energy used.
Do you think architects in general are environmentalists, or are they too focused on their designs and kind of having some creativity?
I think some of it depends on the person, the practice, but I think what's happened is as the rest of the world has picked up on the technology, our education has fallen behind. And that's for architects, engineers, general contractors. So one of our biggest challenges right now is actually finding trained talent. And we've been pretty lucky within Pittsburgh. It's one of the areas that's really leading in this area. There's about 10 hotspots.
You're both here in Pittsburgh and out in
Seattle.
In Seattle as well.
And DC.
And DC. Is it more expensive, Brandon, to do a passive house? Will it cost you more, or a passive building?
So houses, it definitely cost about 5 to 10% more, just because the scale is small and the knowledge is not there. But when you get to projects like Morningside, that was one which went through a public, all the bids are eventually public. Right. And what we realized was that the costs are about 1 to 2% difference.
So not super significant.
The amount that you might spend on granite counters is more than the difference of making the change.
Is that right?
But the problem is back to education. Like professionals, contractors, there's a huge need to change the way that we do it. There's nothing missing in the knowledge of how to build these buildings. Right. It's just that there's a lack of knowledge of how to actually get them done. And contractors, to their credit, when they do something new, they're fearful they have to hedge. They're covering their risk.
Well, in the end, they need to find a good architect, too, who has some sensitivity to environmental issues. So, Brandon, we welcome you very much. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing this information with us. And I have a feeling we're going to have you back again.
Absolutely.
So thank you again.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the Sunday Business Page in just a few moments. Stick with us.